Today on the Platinum Show we have a pretty, well not pretty, a really crazy game here of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition 3v3. Let's take this off for a second. Now we have the RathFr clan again, the Raws playing as a barcode once again in Steam. We have the Iron Destroyer 2, and we have the Vietnamese here. Now going up against them, we have the Vietnamese, by the way, is the King Hanch, or the Hester as he changed his name to. We have a Goth, we have a Persian, so we have one Persian on each team, and looks like getting some pings across the map from the RathFr team of where the enemy bases are. You know, if you can afford to do that, and you know where they are, seeing as they have a bonus to let them know where they are, it's very useful indeed to tell everyone where your opponents are. Looks like the Raws here is going for a pretty standard opener. Actually, I don't know what these. I don't think he needs his house yet, but he wants to wall. He's gonna wall. Iron Destroyer 2 also doing this in his lumber camp. So their lumber camp here looks like everyone's doing pretty normal things. Some scouts are moving around, no big deal. So this game turns out to be pretty crazy, and it's really exciting. And until we get there, I don't want to spoil it too much. So we'll see what happens, and we'll check it out. This guy didn't find his sheep yet. That's quite annoying actually. So he only has his 4 starting sheep. These 4 are all together though. So maybe these villagers will scout him out. That'd be nice. Is anyone else missing their sheep? Ooh, Hafster's missing these. Oh, he might find these. Might check those out. Ooh, this is the feudal age the scout would have seen them. The line of sight increase. And here, Iron Destroyer 2 is also missing his sheep. Looks like he found 2, but not these. And yeah, there's a lot of people not finding their sheep this game. There's 2 more here. This guy's bushes are kind of far away, honestly. Look at these. This is going to be pretty vulnerable if Roz wants to harass him. Roz staying in his boar. Speaking of harassment though, let's take a look at these people's maps. So down here, look at the red Goth player. This gold is really not ideal for him. He's got one back here though, and he's used 2 relics. That's nice. He's got a relic right up here, which he's gonna see. Imagine that scout will see it. And then he's got a relic down here. So he's got 2 relics. Not bad, not bad. Taking a look at the next player over, we have the Persians here. This gold and stone are they're about the bottom of this hill, which isn't nice, but he's got a teammate above him, so that should be okay. This gold here is good. He's got this by his wood line and his berries. It's a very defensible area, and it's in the backish of his base. He could wall here. That's not bad at all. He's got a nice easy job of walling here, like a little wall here, a wall here, the houses here, and then one across here, and then he can protect this area. This will be the hardest area to protect, but it should be fine because his teammate can help him. Speaking of his teammate though, he's walling in some houses above his stone. He's got 2 golds here. This area, it's got a hill up here. Normally I'd say this area is pretty, could be pushed by Roz, but Roz is the Portuguese. Actually, he's not the Portuguese, this time he's the Persians, and from Roz as a player doesn't necessarily push that aggressively. This gold though, that's nice, and this stone. It's not nice with all these idle villagers though, he's got 7 of them. Let's take a look at the RathFr clan's bases. Roz is getting, you can only build houses in groups of 2. Like Zergling's StarCraft, you can only come in groups of 2. Too bad they don't build once though, don't build at the same time. He's got some nice stone and gold back here, another gold in the back, he could wall off here. Wall off here, he's got, these ones will be harder to take, but he could build like a castle up here eventually, a town center here, should be alright. And this hill here, this hill could be a problem. But again, there's a teammate here, so they could help out with that. Speaking of the caster, I know this is Iron Destroyer 2. He's walling in. We notice that he's the only one using palisade walls to wall. Of course. Oh, look at this. This is what you want. 2 golds in the back here. You put a mine camp between them. Mine both. You got a stone back here. And this other gold isn't too bad either. Like, this gold is amazing. Like, it's not game breaking or anything. This is really nice to find. And you can wall here, protect it. We're picking the bases again. And the last map we'll take a look at here is Hester. playing as the Vietnamese. So we traded a Portuguese player on this team, Portuguese in Roz, the second lowest win rate, I believe. For the lowest win rate, the Vietnamese, and Roz went up to the Persians. Looks like Haster built his house a little too close to his town center, so he can't put farms here. That doesn't really matter, but it's kind of funny. Nice gold here, a nice stone here. Still hasn't found these sheep though. A gold here. Alright, it's not bad. He doesn't have any problem hills though, which is nice, right? Like, this hill will help. I don't imagine anyone will have to get onto this hill. So it looks like his base is pretty defensible, no issues with hills or anything. Now we're done taking a look at everyone's bases. There's not too much else going on with everyone just walling in. Rozing a nice long wall here. Putting a mill in the wall. I don't like to use the mill in the wall because I like putting farms on this side of it here. But you can do it. It's whatever. Palisade gates. Alright, I imagine he wants to wall here eventually too. Yeah, Iron Shore 2's got the biggest area to wall in. This area, I don't imagine he's going to have vision of for a long time. So, having a wall there to see is good. Down here we have our... This is the Goth, right? Yeah, the Goth player walling in here. So let's talk about what's going to happen this game. So, typically here, we have a Goth player who will probably be fighting the Vietnamese. Vietnamese, not a very strong civilization. Rattan archers, probably what Haster would go for. He likes unique units. Things are different. So I imagine that if this game goes too long, he's going to have a bit of a problem with the Goths. Is what he can make elephants. They have like extra HP or something. Yeah, extra HP elephants. Can make archers, which are pretty good. But I imagine he's going to have a bit of a trouble with this Goth player if things go too far. Looks like the middle player here stole Roz's sheep. What a jerk. Roz needs to figure out this needs a wall though. I'm not sure he knows. What does Roz know anyway? Let's take a look at what he can see. I'm not calling him barcode, because we're not doing that. Here. Okay, so take off view lock for a second. Roz does not know that he needs to wall here. He also doesn't know about this big hill. That could be a problem for him. Imagine this guy's gonna start a wall or something. Where's his feudal age? Alright, let's take it back. Take it back to everybody here. So, it looks like Iron Shore 2's base is walled in. Let's see what these players are going for now. They should have had enough time to get their strategies ready. Fuel age for everybody, pretty much. All the people who aren't there yet are going up. This guy's got a barracks. I don't imagine he's going for scouts. I'm not sure why he built this, honestly. Haster's came in here. He didn't drush, and he's not using it for tech. Alright, here comes the forward archery ranges. We'll have to pay attention to this. Roz is getting this gold outside his wall. Looks like Pilamar is the Ethiopian's name. Blacksmith? He has a barracks and an archer, so he's gonna go archers too. So he's gonna get fletching archers, probably pressure. And Iron Destroyer 2 here looks like he's got a blacksmith and a market. He looks like he's just gonna go fast castle. He's just fast castling here. So he's gonna go fast castle, maybe probably knights. And then the builder here, call him the builder. Hooligan, the Goths. Not trying anything hooligan-y. Just also going for fast castle, but there's why there's spearmen here. I guess he maybe thought this guy was going scouts. Speaking of scouts though, here's one, and here's a second. So this, down here, our Persian player is going for scouts. Looks like he's going to go head into Haster's base here. In the meantime, Haster's going to start shooting at this barracks. It's going to take a while to get that, buddy. Haster has not walled in his base. So if these scouts can figure it out, we'll take a look at El Grim's vision here. So we'll take this, view lock, and what does he see? He knows about Haster's base. He sees there's no wall. He saw the feudal age. I think he scouted this recently with his scout in here in the corner. So he knows that there's no wall here. He's got 2 or 3 scouts coming in now. I imagine he'll pressure here. 4 scouts. He sees Haster's scout. It's like he wants to go after it. But there's a lot of damage he could do here. And does Haster know this is going on? Let's take a look at him. We want to see what he thinks here. And maybe take a look at his response. Okay. So he's looking at his town center. He sees a scout come in. Does he know there's more than one? He's getting hit by the villager. Alright, so what's he doing? Oh, he knows now. So he's gonna respond. He's pulling his villagers back. He's pulling his army back. Pretty good. He should be alright here. Except he doesn't have Loom. Okay, just in case you didn't know, if you get to the Feudal Age, the scouts get +2 attack, right? So in the Feudal Age, if you, oh, this is a lot of villagers. Loom makes your villagers take twice as many hits to kill from scouts. So, that's a pretty big deal. He lost some villagers. He brought his stuff back. He didn't lose as many as I thought he would, but still, Loom would have helped out quite a bit. If we take a look at what we've got here, it looks like he's lost 7 villagers. That's a lot, but he might be producing more than his opponents or something. Let's take a look. Still a lot. He's still being harassed here. And if we take a look at the villager counts, looks like he's at 27, Elgrim's 35. Okay, so he's the lowest, but it's not by 7. So he's been doing well producing his villagers with his build. We take a look back from the Fog of War. Anything else interesting going on? Oh yes, there is. These archers have arrived in Roz's base, and let's see what he does. So, Iron Destroyer 2 is in a castle age. Imagine the knights will be coming out. Roz is trying to get this wall up. Looks like he's in trouble. Okay, we'll have to see what he does here. Let's see. Scout coming in. Alright, so he's got Spearmen. Not the best, but I imagine he just built them to build something while he's getting ready for his archery range to build skirmishers. Back in John's, or not John, what's this guy's name? Haster's base here. He's still being harassed by scouts, but now he has Loom, so they take twice as many hits to kill, and it looks like his archers and such will drive this back. Still being harassed. More and more scouts coming out from the Persian player, Grim. A lot of action. This spearman here will push him back, though. His wood should be safe with his spear here. I don't imagine he'll try and fight. And he goes to take another wood line over here. Iron Destroyer 2. Oh, he's going for boyars. That's a fun one. Okay, yeah, so he built this mining camp earlier in the Feudal Age just to mine some stone as he was going up, and then he's dropping this castle, and he's going to get boyars. Is this as good as going knights? Probably not. Is it more different and more interesting? Probably, yeah. So, we'll see. Also, boyars do well versus knights because the extra melee armor, right? But he didn't go for a stable yet, because like this, he's building a stable now, right? So he's sending this villager out to build a stable. No. Don't do it. And there's 8 scouts in his base now. Good job walling. Doesn't matter anymore. Well, that's terrible. And back over here, speaking of terrible, Roz is now in a lot of trouble. He also is under heavy attack by these archers. He's surrounding with villagers. Oh man, if only these were Spanish villagers. This is gonna be brutal. I don't want to ruin it, but let's take a look. What do we got here from Roz? All right, so he's got like 33 or so villagers when this fight started. No, this is so painful. Ow. 24 idle villagers from Iron Destroyer 2. Now look at this. He's all hiding under the town center, but he has 2 boyars, and you know what scouts can't do? Fight a boyar that did 1 damage at a time. So these 2 boyars will actually defeat this entire army of scouts. So he's fine now. But speaking of fine, Roz looks like he's doing pretty well. He baited all these archers into the town center, drew them all back, and wasted most of the army. That's really nice. This is a good play by him. Speaking of good plays, we got over here we have Haster. He's got his army. He's defended his base. He's getting his villager count back up. He's at 36. He is the highest on his team now, which is good. So like he recovered very well from that early pressure. Deflected it. Spearman did well, and these 3 boyars. Now these boyars are just massacring the scout cavalry. I imagine after this, yeah, look at this. They're all going down. I wonder what pressure the Iron Destroyer 2 can do with the boyars. So there's 4 archers coming back here, right? 5 archers. Roz is looking like he might be in trouble. This purple player here for the Ethiopians is going up to the castle age, so imagine Crossbow will be coming in, although I'm not sure if he will anymore. He lost a whole bunch of archers to this town center. Roz lost a bunch of villagers too. So these last 2 scouts are just running around. They might die at this castle at some point. But yeah, the boyar's coming in. Interesting. We'll have to see if the Iron Destroyer 2 can do anything to help his teammates out. Haster guarding his villagers diligently now. Excellent. Just what I want to see. Roz here, all getting shot down again. He has a stable, I imagine. So there's the Castle Age. Alright, let's take a look. He's getting stone mining now. Yeah, there's Thumb Ring. So he's gonna go for crossbowmen still. Makes sense. Thumb Ring, crossbow. Yep, making him archers. What I would expect, this wall here is he really wants this wall. Haster's guarding this relic. He's getting his stuff ready. He's also winning the Castle Age. Yeah, looks like he's gonna prepare for an attack. There's a ping over here. Let's take a look at Raws. Still crossbows shooting his villagers now. And a tower going up. Ooh, it's not great. Imagine these are scouts. Caster getting some stuff. Iron Destroyer 2. Where are his... Oh, here's the Boyars. Do they have upgrades yet? Okay, they have armor upgrades. First armor upgrades they don't get. He's gonna need that stable to get bloodlines eventually. Heading in. Oh, Haster's going with him. Two-pronged attack. Alright, perfect. So these Boyars will shred anything that's not a pikeman. And these archers will deal with the pikemen. So he's gonna need assistance from his teammates here. These two sheep are still hanging out. So this is a good team attack. Haster's gonna have to be greedy. He's gonna have to focus on taking out all these spearmen that are gonna come out. He has already 3 barracks. Their spearmen are gonna come out. We're gonna have to try and focus on him. How is our red player doing, Hooligan? Oh yeah, he's under a lot of attack here. Looks like he only has 1 military unit right now. So this attack caught him by surprise. It's caught him by surprise, but I don't see how, because there's Elite Skirmisher finishing. Dropping a castle, I am not sure about that. Yeah, you either commit to this I think either commit to this castle, or you leave. Like, this is 40 hit points. If Haster shoots you with the archers, he'll die. I don't think he will, though. Speaking of castles, is this no, it's a town. Why are you building a town center in his base? These are the Persians. This town center is way stronger than yours. I'm confused. But in the meantime, let's go back to this. Looks like the Boyars are going to stop this. Alright, let's see if Haster can take these pikes out. Looks like Iron Destroyer 2 is focusing them down, and Haster's focusing them down too. Good teamwork. And now, the Boyars hitting here. These pikes weren't ready. Castle's got 500 hit points. Looks like it's going to be starting to chip down. Alright, so there's, what? 7 Boyars. They've got their armors now. I am looking at the upgrades here for a second, and it appears he doesn't have the level 2 armor, but there should be enough here. As long as Haster zones the pikemen, these Boyars, there's 3 more, these Boyars will kill the town center. That's a lot of damage. Putting their castle down here, I think that might just be out of vision range. No, they should probably see it. I think it's a town center though. Look at this, zoning. Haster's zoning everything off of these barracks, and he's killing all the villagers. The villagers have nowhere to go unless he deletes his house wall. And skirmishers have a bonus versus pikes, and I don't think the pikes have armor yet. So, yeah, they have no armor. These skirmishers will devastate them. Look at that. Like, 6 hits for a skirmisher to kill a pikeman. Town center is down. Looks like he's gonna try and stop the castle. Yeah, he's queuing out to all these villagers. Setting up attack commands. And Haster's still taking everything out here. Trying to fight with militia now. I mean, that's more expensive than the pikemen and equally as inefficient. Town center rings the town bell, but the town center is damaged and goes down. This castle finishes. And that'll zone the Boyars back for now. But this castle I don't think is going to finish. But Haster killed all the villagers. Look, he's still getting them. There's a snowman at arms here. Guys, the snowman at arms is hilarious. Love it. Skirmishers coming in here. Haster's really covered very well for these Boyars. The castle gets deleted. Hooligan's in so much trouble. Look at the villager count. He's down to 13 villagers. Well, he's at 16 because 3 are idle. He's lost 63 units. Haster's just cleaned everything up here. Irish Destroyer 2. Oh, they know about this town center now. This one's next. And this time there's more Boyars. Looks like this wall needs to get finished up. Looks like the team's pinging on it. Oh boy. Wish we could see team chat, but oh well. Look at this. This town center's gonna go down. What's Hooligan gonna have? He's not very little. But you know, there's a lot been going on, and this time we'll be focusing on this attack. We'll check out Raw's base in a minute. Knights here coming in from the yellow player. Looks like they're gonna start Knights and camels. Alright. The nice thing about so here's the thing for Iron Destroyer 2. Having Boyars instead of Knights, although they come out later and they're not as effective, they do have their armor now. The extra 2 melee armor will quite help them versus enemy knights, right? Help versus knights, and they'll help offset some of the camo bonus damage. So this is really nice. Oh, and the villagers are getting massacred. Hooligan's so low now. He's at 9, 8. Man, he's basically dead. He's got these 2 villagers are safe. These villagers are safe, and the boyars have done their job. 7 villagers here, but you know what? There's a reason this guy's still in the game. Even as Haster murders everything even more. Let's take a look at him. He's got 63 kills, or 46 kills. He's lost quite a bit of skirmishers and villagers of his own, but these pikemen still have no armor. Look at this. This is efficiency. That is efficient. But the reason that this red player Hooligan is still in the game is because of this. While we're focused there, look at Roz's base. Town center, siege workshop, archery range. There's a battering ring coming in at his town center. This town center with a Persian double HP though, it's lasted this entire time during this push. The scouts come in. Do they have any upgrades? Even like a 1 level armor helps quite a bit. Yeah, they have 1 level armor. The villagers come out to try and batter down this ram and re-garrison. They're forced back out though. Finally the town center falls. This town center was a hero. It survived forever. This, like, for the last 5 minutes we've been looking at Hooligan's base, even as Haster destroys it even further here. But this whole time, we've had Roz getting, just like holding on as hard as he can. If we take a look at the map though, like Fog of War, and take a look at, for example, Iron Shore 2's vision, look at Roz's base. There's a market on this hill. There's just like, Roz is in so much trouble too. So it's balancing out. We have Hooligan, who's basically been devastated by Haster. Haster wiped out all of his units. Some camels guarding it, some skirmishers here. But in the meantime, also wiped out. Roz's base has been devastated. He's going to drop a castle before his town center. I imagine that's just because he's a lot of resources to do this with. And if we take a look at what he's got... Oh, he actually doesn't have enough to make a town center after dropping the castle. He has a market still, so he can buy some stone. The boyars are coming in. Our Iron Destroyer here, 2's here. We'll have to see if this can turn the game around. And hopefully it does. Look at these pikemen are coming out now though. These boyars are on the run. Ooh, they get a nice surround. Well, they don't get a surround. Now they do. They get a surround on these crossmen. All the crossmen are going to go down. Look at this. And with this, I think Roz's base might be safe. His castle's going to defend him. And the boyars are just slaughtering the crossbowmen now. Yeah. Really feels like these crossbowmen are going down. So after all of this, Roz is at 11 villagers. He has 3 more than Hooligan, which is so they're basically equal at this point. I would say the attack by Haster and the Iron Destroyer 2 on Hooligan here, and the attack by Clamar upon Roz were equally successful. The only difference is that a bunch of... Yeah, I think... Why is there a wolf attacking? So actually, Iron Destroyer 2 hits the Imperial Age. That's nice. Well, this wolf has the high ground. Is it gonna win? It's gonna be close. Ooh, almost got him with the high ground. Iron Destroyer 2 is in the Imperial Age, then this tower is still firing. Roz's base looks to be pretty well cleared out now. And this is it, so... Looks here. There it is. And this is the problem with this game. Haster's game crashed here. So, not his fault, his game just crashed, and that's it. He's out of the game now. So it's going to be up to Roz and Iron Destroyer 2 to defeat both opponents. So, the thing is though, Haster basically took out this red player before he lost his game connection or whatever happened. His game crashed. Before his game crashed, he basically killed Hooligan, right? So, it's basically a 2v2. The problem is, in this 2v2, Roz has been destroyed really badly here by this other player. Kalamar, whatever his name is. By the way, this is the weirdest walling I've ever seen. Who has one of your players wall all the way across the map for you? It's really weird. And there's a second layer of walls going up here. They really want to be safe. So at this point, they must think they've got this game, right? The only thing is, they have to deal with these boyars that are now elite boyars, and they're going to be maxed out pretty soon. How many of these are there anyway? Alright, there's 30 elite boyars here. That's going to be a problem. And like I said earlier when we looked at the maps, this gold was fantastic for the Iron Destroyer too. He looks like he walled in earlier and those scouts came in with some houses. He has so much gold mining right now. He can spam these boyars as much as he wants. And Roz is going to boom back up off of 1, 2, 3 town centers. And looks, he's not even afraid of taking fights with these elite boyars versus the pikes. But he has to do something to stop this Persian player's mass camel. The thing is though, regular camel riders without upgrades versus elite boyars upgrades and stats will let them trade pretty efficiently, even though they are countered by camels. This walling looks pretty crazy, so it looks like Iron Destroyer 2 is going to leave Ross to clean up his own base and take the fight to the guy who attacked him. But stone walls everywhere? There's a hole here. Yeah, he runs right in. The thing is, those are second tier of walls. But it's got to be scary seeing 30 elite boyars run to your base. What does he do? Let's take a look. He sees that his wall's not done. He sees his ally running in with camels. Alright, so we take a look here from his point of view. There's boyars everywhere. He's building a second layer of walls, but his gate's already down. His base is being raided, but the camels are here. Iron Destroyer 2 is going to take the high ground here and attack it down. This should wipe out the camels. So there's 30 boyars here, so like 15 camels. See what lives after this, but the high ground advantage and the upgrades especially, like Iron Destroyer 2 is the only one here in the Imperial Age. And if we look at the economies for a second, it doesn't really look like anyone else is going to get there very soon, except El Grim, but he doesn't have the gold. He's got 5k wood. Yeah, 5k wood and 3k food. You just gotta sell some of that and go up to the next age. You need upgrades to deal with this. The boyars just massacred everything. So 30 boyars came in here, killed 15 camel riders, a bunch of pikes. They're still running around. So this is keeping him on the back foot. And behind this, the Iron Destroyer 2 does have trebuchets, at least. And he's got trebuchets and a couple boyars to protect him, helping Roz out. So this isn't his whole army. This is just like a raiding group. This castle goes up. And at this point, the boyars are walled in, so they're stuck here forever now. As long as they're stuck here, you should try and fight these camels, right? Look at this. This is what upgrades do. Upgrades in numbers. These camels didn't do anything. So these boyars are just going to do whatever they can while they're walled in. They're not going anywhere. Town center goes down. This group's fine. So Iron Destroyer 2 is destroying the castle in Roz's base form because Roz doesn't have Imperial Age, so he has no access to any units that can really deal with castles because he doesn't want to drop a siege. He doesn't want to build rams, right? So he's going to let Iron Destroyer 2's trebuchets take care of it. These boyars are still doing work down here, taking out everything that walks in. Behind this, the economies are looking. We take a look. Look at this economy tab right here for a second. Hooligans back to 19 villagers. Roz is back to 28. He's booming back faster. I'm not sure what Hooligan's issue is. He should be able, he should have been able to make way more villagers than this in this time. Like, Pastor just crushed him that hard, I guess. Second layer of walls coming up here. They really don't want those. They really don't want to be raided anymore. These boyars are looking for a way out. There's still no way out. But they've kept everything at home here. Boyars here. Boyars here. Looks like he's decided Roz's base has had enough. Stealing the stone. They're stealing the gold. Stealing this gold too. The thing about boyars is they cost a lot of gold. It's like 80 gold, 85 gold. It's crazy. So Iron Destroyer 2 is just trying to mine all the gold on the map. These pikes are in such a good spot here. Look at this. No cavalry is going to fight into this hole. This is like perfect. So Iron Destroyer 2 is just holding onto this hill. Bring in more boyars. Gonna bring the trebuchets. Yeah, he's gonna start trebuing down this wall gate so he can get his guys out. Still a hole here. Oh, the monks for the conversion's not bad. Stealing units that you can't make when they're better than yours, always a good plan. Look at the high ground advantage is so good though. It takes 3 or 4 hits and those pikes are gone. You know, it'd be pretty good for Iron Destroyer 2 to get his own monks and heal these boyars up. They're such a high investment for him. Oh, but look, there's 33 more going to down here to the Hooligan's base. And look, oh, he found the gold miners from the El Grim. This is what's supporting the Persian players, monks and such. This one's also supporting it, but with this wipeout, he's gonna be hurting for gold, that's for sure. These pikes are still massing around here. The wall breaks, and we'll have to see what happens next. Not often you see this. We break the trebuchets. The trebuchets break in the gate so the units can run out. That's not very usual. He's going to take another fight here. There's the halberdier upgrade. Gotta get out now. The halberdier upgrade, that timing was perfect. It's going to wipe these boyars out now. It like doubles the damage they do. These trebuchets, man, they were just in time, but the boyars didn't get a chance to run out. You know, I'm pretty sure the Iron Destroyer 2 thought he could take the fight because they were pikes and looked away. But then they upgraded the halberdiers right when he was watching, right when he looked away, and they all died. Also, I'm sorry about that earlier, guys. Accidentally changed the team colors, so that's why everything turned red for a second. And we had to take maybe a couple edits there, but it's fixed now. Anyone wants to know, team colors is Alt-G. It's good to know. I had to look up the hotkey for that real quick. Oh, yeah, so we have purple here. Our Ethiopian's making pikes. The Iron Destroyer 2's gonna save his trebuchet. That's good. Elite Boyar is really not what he needs now. What's he gonna go for? Archery. Alright, so he's gonna make. You know what? Here's the thing though. Even though we had the accidental game crash from Haster. By the way, which Hooligan's still at 14 villagers. And oh yeah, the whole time that was going on, there's another army of Iron Destroyer 2 in his base. Just devastating everything. Another town bell. The thing is though, even though Haster is the Vietnamese allows Iron Destroyer 2 to get Imperial Skirmishers. I want to get Imperial Skirmishers out this game. That'd be pretty cool. Halberdiers coming out from both players now. There's just halberdiers everywhere. They're pinging for help. Yeah, he doesn't want to fight these halberdiers with these elite boyars. Looks like he's looking for a way to raid, but he's not going to find one, so he just needs to keep everything busy. There's so many halberdiers here. It's like there's more halberdiers than boyars, which is pretty expected actually. That's not crazy. Oh, he found the one barracks that Hooligan built out here. But that raid set Hooligan back again. He's gonna be afraid. Look at this, like burning fires everywhere. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on. Let's take a look at how Roz is doing here. So, Iron Destroyer 2's been attacking purple and yellow here. He's been just made a huge raid on red here. He's just keeping them all busy. He's taking a fight with these halberdiers. I don't think he wanted to do that. Yeah, that was awful. But speaking of Roz though, look, he currently is all the way back to 67 villagers. He's at 82 villagers, no military units at all. Sorry, what am I doing with math? He's at 67 villagers out of 85. He has no military at all. He's just counting on Iron Destroyer 2 to pressure all of their opponents. Iron Destroyer 2 also stole all his gold though, so to be fair, he stole all the gold. There is another army up here. I guess some of the boyars. No, he's probably just rallied here. There's another elite boyar army with more trebuchets here to push with. Man, Iron Destroyer 2 is just stealing all the gold on this map. He killed this monastery too. There's a monk with a relic here. He never queued it back to the monastery. This has been here since the Castle Age, by the way. Because earlier, as soon as he gets the Castle Age to go up to the Imperial, he built this and this. Right? Even though he didn't need to, he used one of these. And this monk's still here. Siege Ram coming out here. Alright, Siege Ram, Halberdier, Imperial Skirmisher. What a composition. Does he have Druzhnia yet? He's getting it. He's getting Druzhnia. Alright. Roz is safe, he can boom up. So here's the problem. Iron Destroyer 2 can't let these guys recover, right? Because really, it's a 3v2. It's still a 3v2, even though Hooligan's in a lot of basically not doing anything mode. Look. There's like 17 halberdiers here guarding these gold miners. I'm impressed Haster's base is still alive. They should have gone in here and killed this market, right? But they didn't. Well, I guess he's trading with Roz's market also. This one's riskier though, right? Because they can run in and kill these. But Iron Destroyer 2, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't let these guys recover. They're gonna build up and they're getting their trade cards running. They're getting their house walls. They're getting Paladin. Probably Paladin, that's Cavalier. He's the Persians, they'll be Paladin eventually. And it looks like There's a lot of boyars. They have support from Imperial skirmishers. Actually do a lot of damage to halberdiers. This hill advantage too, so he's gonna wipe this out and take out this gold mining spot. Another gold pile gonna be denied. He has to get this one too, though. If we take a look at what the what's going on here for the economy, look. Kelamar, Grima, he's at 5,000 gold right now. Oh my goodness. He has so many resources. 101 villagers. Of course, Iron Destroyer 2 is 134. But that might be a little too many. But it's close enough. Grim here, the Persian player, he's looking at a lot of units coming right into his base here. These trebuchets are going to break down the wall. These cavaliers are not ready for this fight, and there's not quite enough skirmishers yet to really deal with halberdiers. But there's a huge raid coming in here into Roz's base. But it's going to find the castle. These boyars are dead. Oh, he's actually going to pay attention. Oh, I wasn't sure he was going to pay enough attention to move these 5 boyars. It's surprising. These trebuchets are actually going to... This army goes to leave, but the trebuchets stayed, and now they're dead. That's expensive loss right there. Oh, they're packing up. But these Imperial skirmishers will be very useful versus the halberdiers here, right? Because they have +1 attack over regular skirmishers. I'm not actually sure too much about Imperial skirmishers' bonuses increased over the regular ones, but just the 1 attack helps out quite a bit versus these halberdiers. And it looks like this army will be cleaned up, but in the meantime, Roz is getting hit by like a 40-person raiding party here. He's got his own crossbowmen. I wonder if he has Kamarandaran, whatever it's called, where they don't cost gold. I imagine he does. Sounds like something he would get right away. These halberdier raiding party is getting taken out. Woodlines back here, some more gold. And it looks like, yeah, Grim just got all the gold on the map. Him and Iron Destroyer 2 are just taking all the gold. Yeah, all the gold. Oh, he's gonna find this one. This place is gonna get wiped out. There should be enough boyars here to win this fight. It's not gonna be cost efficient, but if you can deny the gold mining, it's probably worth it. Here comes the one Castle Age War Elephant. It's gonna scare away all the halberdiers, even though these halberdiers would kill it in like 2 seconds. Which is their attack rate. Because it takes 1 attack for all these halberdiers to kill this elephant. Alright, and there's a town center right in front of Roz's base, stealing his gold. I'm guessing there's not enough trade carts going here yet, right? Where's the trade lines? There's a market. They're setting it up, they haven't been able to get to it yet. Okay. Looks like, actually, Hooligan with enough halberdiers, or pikes here, to drive back the Iron Destroyer 2's army. He's gonna secure the gold for his teammate whose villagers have all died, but here comes another push here. More skirmishers. Oh, here we go. So it looks like this is gonna be the army from the Iron Destroyer 2 for the rest of the game. Siege Ram, Halberdier, Imperial Skirmisher. And for the Slavs, this composition is incredibly deadly because the Halberdiers have Druzhnia, right? So they do splash damage. They have that 5 damage. It's unaffected by armor, just has 5 damage everything around them. And he's got the elite boyars for support, no longer the focus of his army. And Siege Ram Halberdier is very powerful, and he's got the support to cover the weaknesses, right? Because he's got Imperial Skirmishers to deal with the opponent's Halberdiers. Somehow he got this relic. I have no idea how he managed to do that. Looks like Roz is finally cleaning this up. Iron Destroyer 2 dropping another castle. It looks like he got raided really hard here by the halberdier run by. And if we take a look at what he's got, look at the villager count. Look, he lost 13 villagers there, and they were all farmers. All right, here it comes. Kelamar's coming back for Roz. He's got the town center stealing his gold. He's bringing in the trebuchet to hit the castle. Roz is going to have to defend himself here. Iron Destroyer 2 is now stealing his wood too. He's just stealing all this stuff. He's still stealing all of the. Alright, here comes an attack though. Iron Destroyer 2 sending another army at the red player. This time though, just pikes won't cut it because there's not. Ooh. Alright, I think the Imperial Skirmishers might be the winner here. Right? Because they're going to do so well versus these units. Monks here, this is a big collapsing surround. The boyars are very strong. This isn't going to be cost efficient in any way, but you might win. But in the meantime, Roz is getting pushed back here. The war elephant's coming in here, they're tanking all these arrows. Does anyone know how many arrows it takes to kill a war elephant? Because it's a lot. Elite war elephants have an extra pierce armor also. Crazy. These are maxed out arbalisters with chemistry and everything, so these elephants are dying, but the crossbow Roz has coming in behind, they're doing it. Yeah, these elephants are tanking enough. Man. Too bad these halberdiers weren't here earlier, right? I think these elephants have absorbed like 400 arrows at this point, and that should be enough for Roz to hold. He's gonna hold. But here comes a Hussar raid. They're taking out the trade cards. That is a problem. Because if we take a look at the economies, that's gonna mean there's no gold income for the Iron Destroyer 2 except the mining, right? He's got 3,000 gold banked up though, so I think he's fine. I think all of his gold mines are running out though. He's only got this one. He tried to use this one, I think. Yeah, he doesn't have any gold mines anymore. He's gonna have no gold income. So it's all gonna be up to the trade, which just got ruined. And there's Hussars in his base. Yeah, all the trade cards are done. Roz's trade cards are done. This raid's gonna hurt. Let's take a look at the economies before this happens. And if we take a look at the villager count, Iron Destroyer 2, yeah, about 118, what he was before, but that's gonna go down. And Roz is getting pushed back. But still, like, Halberdier, Skirmisher, surely Skirmishers have a bonus versus crossbows. But there's enough crossbows here that he's gonna take this, and the elephants keep coming out. The real question is he ever going to get to the Imperial Age? Because other than Pastor, who got knocked out via his computer's game crashing for some reason, everyone else is already there except Roz. That being said, as far as Castle Age units go, War Elephants are one of the strongest ones, right? So that he has that going for him. And also, here's the thing. Even though he's not in the Imperial Age, if he were to get there, his crossmen wouldn't get much stronger, right? Because they don't get Bracer, they don't get Arbalister. Like, this is as strong as his crossmen are probably going to get, except maybe an attack from Chemistry. Man, the raids are still going on here. Iron Destroyer 2 is castles everywhere. Speaking of raids though, what that do to the number of villagers? Only 10, it's not that bad. Attacks going around everywhere. Trade cards, all the trade lines are gone, so all the gold now is gone for Iron Destroyer 2. The thing is though, look at this spam. Look how many siege ramps are coming across the map right now. Siege ram, elite, Imperial Skirmisher, Halberdier, just spamming it right into their base. This is gonna have to be defended. There's no... yeah, it's gonna have to be defended. In the meantime, Roz has to hold, so if Roz... here's the thing. If Roz can hold this attack, Castle Age versus Imperial Age, getting hard countered by a number of elite skirmishers and arbalisters here versus his crossbows. He's trying to get up his opponent's castle dropping him again. If he can hold this long enough, Iron Destroyer 2 will break through here, right? He stole his middle gold, by the way. He needs all the gold mining he can get. He's just stealing all the gold on the map. If he can hold, this spam will eventually win. That's so many. There's so many siege rams. Wow. I think his most common unit might be siege ram at this point, like what he has the most of. So we have this. All right, the El Grim is sending his own units in here. Hussar, crossbow, halberdier. Pretty solid-ish army. No arbalist, but whatever. Solid, right? It's solid. Because he's gonna have the no gold crossbow, so this is his trash army. The thing is, there's so many Imperial skirmishers here. What is this? Let's take a look. There's 47 Imperial skirmishers here, and here they come. 7, 8, 9, 12, 14, 15 siege rams are coming in here, and there's just so much behind this. These rams are gonna sure they take extra damage. You know, actually, honestly, Ironclad would have been a good choice here if he was able to get it and was the right civilization. But Ironclad would have been mad cool. They don't get it, obviously. It's a Teutonic technology. But alright, here comes some Hussars. It looks like everything's now... The focus of this game shifted, right? This push, Roz held, right? He held this push. He's been fighting here for like 10 minutes, constantly. These elephants, by the way. There's no halberdiers. Here's the thing, if there's no halberdiers, War Elephants will destroy every unit in the entire game that is not a counter to them, right? So without having counters here, these elephants destroyed all these crossbows, because he wasn't looking, right? He's busy, and El Grib's gone. It looks like they took out the yellow player. There's just too many siege rams in his base, he can't deal with this. And with that break, it's all up to this guy, right? Kelamar has to do it. This whole time, Haster's been disconnected. His spirit's been fighting on, though, that's for sure. And I don't know about Hooligan. He's had a lot of time. I'm not sure what he's doing with it, honestly. I really want to know what he's been up to. Alright, he's got 50 villagers, no military. These Imperial skirmishers need to die, right? Because if Iron Destroyer 2 looks like he actually... Oh, and Kalamar's gone. Looks like they've actually done it. This is an incredible comeback. Ross has just held his cat in the castle. He just held everything. But that's it. That's the game. They won. That's crazy. Let's take a look at the map for a second here. So, Ross here managed to hold, right? He only had, like, where's his gold income? He doesn't have any, because Iron Destroyer 2 stole all his gold. So he doesn't have any gold, because Iron Destroyer 2 took it all. But he's, like, only farming wood, right? Farming wood. He's chopping wood, and that's it, right? He's got, like, a few food guys, a few farmers, So he's mainly just chopping wood and pumping out those no-gold crossbowmen, right? And all he did was hold with these crossbows and a few elephants, which tanked a ton of damage. Honestly, throughout the game, these elephants honestly probably took a couple thousand arrows. But the elephants were tanking enough that the crossbowmen could shred everything that came at him. Even though his castle went up, it just went up. Ross held long enough that Iron Destroyer 2 could pressure and break... Oh, what is this, by the way? Are you serious? There's over 30 siege rams here. I'm just going to point that out. There's 30 siege rams here. That's crazy. But he lasted long enough that the siege ram, halberdier, imperial skirmisher, like, just like rally across the map from like 20 barracks and 10 siege workshops and 10 archery ranges. Just spam them all across the map enough that it worked. I'm so impressed that Ross held this, by the way. Remember when his base was all purple? And then Haster's attack earlier, when he took out all the villagers for Hooligan. Alright, I think of all this game, I think Hooligan is the one who made the biggest mistake, right? Because look at the economy. He has resources, but what do he do with his money? Like, he should have been able to boom back way faster than this. Sure, Iron Destroyer 2 came in here with 30 or 40 elite boyars earlier, but didn't kill all this stuff. I don't think he knows. I think he didn't really understand how to reboom from his position, right? He was down to 10 villagers. You just need the town centers. Spam town centers, like 3 of them, and only make villagers and farms. That's all you have to do. I mean, that's all you can do. And then Roz held this. And then this break here. So looking at the positions of these players, right? It's not that Elgrim and Kalamar couldn't do anything here, right? Because Elgrim's at 105 villagers, the same as Iron Destroyer 2, same as... Actually, I'm impressed. Ross has the most villagers now. I bet he has like 90 lumberjacks, though. And then Kalamar's got 82. It's not that their economy's broken. It's not that their production's broken. It's that they don't... I think they can't figure out how to stop what's coming at them, right? Because what are they going to make? They can't make hussars. These Drushnia halberdiers will wipe them out. Can't make ranged units, which they were making before, the no-gold crossbows, because they're siege rams. It takes 270 hits for them to kill a siege ram. And they can't make archers, again, because of the Imperial skirmishers too. And the Imperial skirmishers do very well versus the halberdiers. So they need non-trash units to fight this. Something like onagers would be good. But they can't afford to get there, and they can't. So they'll never be able to beat this army before the siege rams just walk through their base and destroy everything. That was a crazy game. Crazy game, alright. Let's take a look at the score for a second. So, this will be interesting. Look, so Haster killed 65 villagers. Well, like, there probably 50 of them are villagers, but he destroyed the economy of Hooligan, right? Hooligan never came back from that. So even though Haster got the unfortunate game crash, he essentially took Hooligan with him, right? So that brings it down to a 2v2. And then Roz somehow survived while his teammate pressured both the opponents. And that was enough to win. Look, alright, this is what I wanted to look at. You always said Iron Destroyer 2 is stealing all the gold on the map? There it is. He mined 30,000 gold. That's like more than... Kalamar and Elgrim together mined 32,000, right? He mined almost as much gold as the entire other team. Just because he went around the map stealing it all. And he needed it because he was just making elite boyars for a long time. He had a lot of villagers, relic gold, sure. Trade profits, though, interesting too. Let's take a look at that for a second. Only 2,500. So yeah, they invested a lot in that trade line, but it got cut down pretty quickly. Would have been actually safer to go to Haster's. And if we take a look at the timeline, yeah, look at it. Roz, this is Roz. He was down to 11 villagers, but he stayed in the game didn't quit because he thought his team had a chance. Same with Hooligan. By the way, these people both went down to 10 villagers about the same time. They both got devastated, and then Hester unfortunately had the game crash. Put down to a position where it was just they needed to maintain the momentum, and Roz needed to manage to come back and protect himself, and he did, even though he was in the Castle Age. That was a pretty crazy game already. I wonder how many units died. Oh, look at the efficiency here. Yeah. Well, that was a crazy game. Great comeback. Very interesting.